Okay, let's try something difficult. Assemblymember Calderon, vehicle service contracts. Item number 7.
Item number 7, what bills? I was wondering if I could start with 2354 first.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 2354 is an overdue update to the insurance code as well as vehicle service contract law. AB 2354 authorizes vehicle service contract providers to cover the replacement of a vehicle's key or electric key fob if it is lost, stolen, or damaged. More vehicles are equipped with keyless entry to push to start functions than ever before. Although the keys and electronic key fobs may be covered by a driver's insurance policy, the reality is that in most cases the cost of replacing it is below the deductible for the driver's policy. The result is that the consumer has to pay the cost out of pocket, often several $100s. AB 2354 will give service contract providers the ability to provide consumers the option to purchase valuable coverage to replace the vehicle's key or electric key fob. The bill also includes other technical and conforming changes to update the service contract law. Among other updates, it authorizes vehicle service contracts of at least 1 year duration to provide for routine maintenance of covered vehicles. It also exempts employer-provided mileage reimbursement programs from applicable service contract laws. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on this measure. With me to testify in support, I have Kelly Jensen, representing the Motor Vehicles Ancillary Products Association.
Thank you, Chairman and members. Kelly Jensen, representing the Motor Vehicle Ancillary Products Association. We've worked very closely with the Department of Insurance and the motor car dealers, who you'll hear from in a second, to craft this bill. It mirrors similar statutes adopted in 22 other states that have vehicle service contract regulations. As the other indicated, key fobs are becoming more and more expensive, and this just allows consumers the choice to purchase a vehicle service contract for key fobs so that they don't have to use their automobile insurance policies. We ask for an aye vote.
Other witnesses in support.
Cliff Costa on behalf of California New Car Dealers Association. Given your previous discussions, I will be extremely short. We are in support of the bill. We think it modernizes vehicle service contracts and responds to a great need that our customers now have. We respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you. Other witnesses in support.
Good afternoon, Chair and members. Melissa Garrett, Department of Insurance. We do not have an official position on this bill, but we are supportive of the repeal of Insurance Code Section 116.5 related to additive warranties. Insurance Code Section 116.5 essentially provides that a warranty covering a motor vehicle additive is neither insurance nor a vehicle service contract. Objective automotive experts consider these warranty additives to be of minimal effectiveness and certainly not sufficiently efficacious to justify an implied or express presumption that any mechanical breakdown is due to a failure of the additive. AB 2354 would not outlaw additive purveyors or their warranties. It would merely level the playing field between these warranty providers and legitimate vehicle service contract companies. More importantly, it would provide consumers with the panoply of protections that they currently lack. Joining me this afternoon is John Tomashoff, Senior Counsel Staff for the Department, who is available if the committee has any questions related to this provision. Thank you.
Okay. Witnesses in opposition.
Chairman, members, my name is Mikhail Scavarlo. I'm here on behalf of the Marathon Group. We don't have an official position, but we do have some concerns. We look forward to continuing working with your staff as well as the author staff moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your comments. Any other public comment? Is there a motion? Senator Gaines has moved. Motion is due pass to judiciary. Please call the roll.
Roth?
Aye.
Aye. Gaines? Aye. Gaines, aye. Berryhill? Berryhill, aye. Glazer? Glazer, aye. Hall? Hernandez? Liu? Liu, aye. Mitchell? Wachowski? Wachowski, aye. Just 6 votes.
How many?
6.
6 votes. We'll hold the roll open for absent members. Let's move on to item number 4, Assembly Bill 1899, Insurance Production Agents License Examinations.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 1899 will require that the California Department of Insurance to offer life insurance qualifying exams in both English and Spanish. By offering exams in Spanish, native Spanish speakers and members of the Latino community will be able to offer life insurance policies in a language that is familiar to them. This will encourage and provide additional insurance coverage to an underserved market and protect Spanish-speaking residents from miscommunications and potential fraud during a sale of insurance. Providing a connection between a licensed agent who speaks the same language as the consumer will allow for better explanations of the intricacies of an insurance policy in terms of the consumer, in terms of the consumer can understand. Speaking to an agent in their own language would particularly benefit seniors, offering them enhanced access to insurance products that address end-of-life needs such as a funeral. Thank you, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote on the measure. With me to testify in support is Jerry Desmond, representing Cemetery and Mortuary Association of California, and Oliver, or as I like to call Ollie, Ted Angelo and Brad Wenger, on behalf of the Association of California Life and Health Insurance Companies.
Welcome, sir.
Chair and members, Jerry Desmond on behalf of the Cemetery and Mortuary Association of California. We're here in support of the measure, which we believe is a reasonable update that acknowledges that California's increasingly diverse population is bilingual, consists of bilingual applicants, agents, as well as consumers. As mentioned in the analysis, we'd like to emphasize that over 38% of California households report their ethnicity as Latino, and over 22% of households state that they have no person over 14 who is fluent in English. So therefore, we believe that the measure will help decrease the potential for miscommunication. It will increase the agent's understanding of the duties and obligations that they have, and it'll enable our state to keep pace with the evolving population. The measure will enhance the access of agents and consumers to critical insurance products and services. Again, in closing, as also mentioned in the analysis, California represents 12% of the population, but only 8.5% of the national premiums paid for life, accident, and health insurance. So I ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Other witnesses in support?
Chairman and members, thank you. Oliver Rockrow with the Association of California Life and Health Insurance Companies. Just wanted to echo the comments. We're always talking about how diverse California is, and increasingly so. We think this is a common sense measure and would ask for your support. And puedo hacer un testimonio en español si quieres. Just kidding.
Thank you for your comments. Witnesses in opposition?
Mr. Chairman and members, Robert Hurrell with the department. I'm going to stand because I'll be much more brief than I was on the earlier bill today. We do currently have an opposed unless amended position on this bill. We are willing to go down the road, I think unlike almost every entity within the Department of Consumer Affairs, to having a license exam in another language. Right now, we would just note a couple of things. One, only acupuncturists and nail technicians can take a professional exam in a language other than English. So we're willing to go down this road, and we had some productive conversations with some of the supporters and the author's office. Unfortunately, we feel like the scope of this bill probably needs to be scaled back a bit. We think you want to measure things like pass rates and a number of other things. And to that end, we provided some detailed amendments that go back to the end of May to the author and the supporters. So we think you want to have a sunset on this. You want to sort of, whether you call it a pilot program or not, we think you want to be able to measure how it's going. The reason in part we say that is twofold. One, when you look at some of the other states, and there's a handful now that do have the exam in Spanish, the differential, and Mr. Sladen pointed this out in the analysis, the differential in passage rates is kind of alarming. So that troubles us, okay? Number two, we worry about a consumer protection situation where you have an agent who has passed the exam in Spanish talking to, presumably, a consumer, and they're having that conversation in Espanol, okay? That makes perfect sense. However, then they get to the actual relevant legal document, and it's in English. And we worry that both the agent and maybe the consumer may have a difficult time understanding some of the provisions and terminology. Lord knows in English, talking about an annuity contract, it's hard for people to understand even in their native tongue. So what we suggested, among other things in our amendments, is that the products that the agent who takes a Spanish language exam and passes it, that they can sell, be limited to those where there is an existing Spanish translation of the contract. The insurer would verify that that's a true and correct translation. We believe that minimizes the situation where a consumer may not understand what they're doing. This is a population that unfortunately in many areas has been historically preyed upon. The difference in notario, for example, in Spanish and what they can and can't do versus notary public in English is stark and dramatic, and this is a population that has been victimized time and time again by that. So those are some of the suggestions we have. We would be really willing and able to continue to talk to the author and supporters about some of those modifications. Thank you.
I would think that the policies would be translated into Spanish. They're not?
They don't have to be.
Are they generally?
The official language.
I understand that because we deal with this.
Well, when we
We have
did have,
superior courts where the business is done in English.
if I might provide an example,
Translated.
Mr. Chairman, in the what's known as the pre-need burial business, which is I think Mr. Desmond is quite familiar with, the largest player in that market space is Assurant. Assurant assured us, no pun intended, in our meeting that they do in fact have on the pre-need burial English on one side and Spanish on the other. And so that doesn't seem to be a problem for that. We think that would be appropriate. They can verify that's a true and correct copy. They're clearly doing marketing in the Latino community for this pre-need burial insurance product. So we think for some of the insurers out there and some of the products that we're talking about, it does exist. And we think that's an appropriate consumer protection. Otherwise, someone is looking at a contract they don't understand, and the agent may not understand fully the implications. Thank you.
Other witnesses? Colleagues, questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
He say, move the bill.
Been moved. Let's do pass to appropriations. Please call the roll.
Roth.
Aye.
Roth, aye. Gaines. Gaines, aye. Berryhill. Berryhill, aye. Glazer. Glazer, aye. Hall. Hernandez. Lou. Lou, aye. Mitchell. Wakowski. Aye. Wakowski. And
6 votes. 6 votes. We'll hold that open for absent members. Assemblymember DeBobney will take item number 8, Assembly Bill 2366.
Chairman, I apologize for not being here during the traditional file order, but I appreciate
You
my
missed
present now.
You missed a fascinating discussion.
Yeah. Interesting how these things take a life of their own. Chairman, colleagues, Assembly Bill 2366 will increase access to innovative long-term care products known as hybrid products and features by removing barriers which currently limit consumers' options and restrain the market. These hybrid products combine the benefit of consumer protections of a long-term care insurance policy into a life insurance policy or annuity contract. According to LMIRA Lima, an insurance industry research group, the sales of such hybrid products have more than doubled since 2008 to more than $2.4 billion alone last year. Unfortunately, existing law has not kept up with the needs and demands of the market, and there is confusion since California law requires consumers to be offered and the industry to notify their policyholders when new benefits are available to any current product. This statute dates back to 2002, during a time when hybrid products for individual standalone and long-term care policies were not as prevalent. AB 2366, I believe, is a common sense solution that will ensure consumers are offered the latest innovative insurance products while protecting existing consumers from being forced to review and contemplate a potentially inappropriate replacement product that doesn't have the same benefits as a hybrid product does. This bill also contains language approved by the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, which exempts hybrid products from its Model Act new offer requirement. While the Department of Insurance has raised some late concerns, my staff has and will continue to work with them to address these concerns, which did not come up at a previous hearing in the Assembly Insurance Committee. We are very committed to continuing this dialogue because, as all of you know, we all have a rising population of seniors. I know in my district, this has become a big issue. We need to make sure we make long-term care insurance more affordable to all consumers in our district, and we're just not seeing the growth in terms of the new policies to be able to do this yet. We think these hybrid products are a great solution to this because it really does give people an option to be able to say, you know, if I don't need it for the long-term insurance, I can use it as a life insurance policy. Thank you. With me today is Ted Angelo with the Association of California Life and Health Insurance Companies that can answer any technical questions.
There's a support recommendation on this, so.
Okay, I'll keep it brief, but we did come prepared for any technical questions. This is Ted Angelo with the Association of California Life and Health Insurance Companies. We're the sponsor of the bill. I'll just briefly say that this bill was unanimous in the Assembly Insurance and Long-Term Care Insurance Committees. The chair of the Long-Term Care, Aging and Long-Term Care Insurance Committee came on as a co-author. But because of concerns that we have been discussing with the Department of Insurance, we narrowed the scope of the bill from a broader exemption that contemplated all combination products to limit it to those that accelerate for long-term care expenses only. And it follows NAIC national language that has certain provisions as well as this exact exemption. So we narrowed the scope of the bill. The department, I'm not going to speak for them, still has some concerns. So I had folks that know a lot about long-term care insurance policies as well as hybrid types of policies that combine these and know the differences between the combo and the hybrid. The department may say it's simple, that you just offer new benefits to existing policyholders, but it's in insurance, as we well know, it's never that simple. And it's very easy to explain why it's not that simple and why it's providing a barrier to the innovative new products that Mr. Dababneh is talking about, and ones that Senator Liu was putting forward in the Assembly Insurance Committee this morning in her Senate Bill 1384, where it's studying new coverage options. So that's the exact type of barrier that products like that will run into. And I'll let Mike Tobin from New York Life and Cheryl Babcock speak to that exact scenario, but I said more than I meant to, so I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you for your comments. Any other witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition? This is your day, sir.
It unfortunately is. Mr. Chairman, Robert Hurrell with the department. We think there's one provision left in this bill that probably doesn't have to be in the bill. Mr. Angelo committed that the bill will kind of get parked on the floor, and we'll see if we can work this out. I'm cautiously optimistic that we can. Usually with ACLIC, we're able to reach a happy resolution, and so we're hoping that we can do so here as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Other witnesses? Questions? Seeing none, is there a motion? Yes. It's been moved by the Vice Chair. This is to pass to appropriations. Please call the roll.
Roth?
Aye.
Roth, aye. Gaines? Aye. Gaines, aye. Berryhill? Glazer? Aye. Glazer, aye. Hall? Hernandez? Liu? Mitchell? McCoskey? Aye. McCoskey, aye. It has 4 votes.
4 votes. We'll hold the roll open for absent members. While you're at it, sir, you can take up item number 10, Assembly Bill 2591, Insurance Electronic Transmission.
Thank you. This Bill 2591 will further help consumers in their transactions for specified insurance documents electronically. AB 2591 is a consumer and environmentally friendly bill that gives consumers the power to choose how they receive and retain their insurance documents. Under this bill, consumers will be able to receive their insurance documents electronically only if they opt in. I want to stress, only if they opt in after being informed of all their rights. And they can end electronic communications at any time and go back to traditional paper statements. Additionally, the bill proposes adequate safeguards. First, this bill is voluntary for policyholders. Second, the bill requires insurance agencies to demonstrate that the recipient actually viewed the document for sensitive documents, which goes far beyond any duty established for paper equivalents. Third, the CDI can suspend an insurer's license if they violate the provisions of the bill. With me here today, we have Michael Gunning from PIF and Armando Feliciano from ACIC to answer any technical questions.
Colleagues, any questions of these fine gentlemen?
I guess I'd like to have a response on some of the opposition that was raised about removing the sunset, rather than just having a sunset until 2021.
I just think that this,
relative to life insurance.
yeah, I would say this, that we are clearly moving towards a more digital marketplace when it comes to documents. We've seen this in a number of other areas. I think the sunset provision just adds confusion to the marketplace. It doesn't allow for these companies to invest the resources to come up with the best possible technology for our consumers. I think that by making this a complete opt-in, when any constituent of mine has come to me and asked me for these products, they always have a fear that, is it mandatory? I said, no, this is a complete opt-in. And then I think they're overwhelmingly supportive of that. They also have the right to terminate that opt-in at any point and go back to a traditional paper correspondent in terms of getting their information. So I just didn't think the sunset was necessary. I think it adds more confusion. This isn't really a pilot program. This is just, I think, good government modernizing some of our statutes to make people have an opportunity to get information as they best see fit to review it.
Well, I think the sunset already exists with regard to life insurance, so what the bill does is remove it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, other than the people that opt in, okay, that's all right, but there was other considerations that were made on the life insurance domain that said, we want to have a sunset on this and review it. It's still 5 years till the sunset. So well, I guess the answer is that you think that the market is going to be adversely affected if the current law continues.
I didn't think the sunset was necessary. I'll let some of the experts from industry answer to the specific business reasons for that. I felt like by having it as an opt-in, that was satisfactory. Mr. Gunning, if you'd like to answer for industry. Or,
Life guys.
Yeah.
Ted Angelo.
Try that one over there.
Your voice is loud enough. Just talk.
Ted Angelo with the Association of California Life and Health Insurance Companies. Mr. DeBobne covered, I think, a response to your question. Number one, so this bill is bringing P&C into the framework that was agreed to in AB 1131 that was signed into law by Mr. DeBobne last year. The life provision and the sunset provision was echoing P&C provision. The Assembly Judiciary Committee wanted to remove these and the Assembly Insurance Committee agreed when it had gone through there to remove them. Again, we agreed to verification of receipt at a heightened level for life insurance provisions, where you have to have verification of sensitive life documents. So because of that, you can't just send them something like you would in normal UATA and have it go through. So because of that heightened verification standard, where in essence you're basically having somebody go on to a website and verify and send you that they are agreeing with what you've done. And first, they've opted in to do this electronically in the first place. And they can terminate the e-processing and get paper at any time. So there's really no danger to the consumer, and the sunset really serves no purpose. And so I just don't think it's necessary, and I think the committees on the other side agreed, and that's all I can really speak to on that.
Evidently, if it gets out, then I'll see it in judiciary. It just seemed, I get homeowners, I get in car owners. You have an older, maybe not as affluent or competent computer universe here with older people who have the life insurance claims. So, all right, I'm just asking a question.
Yeah. Those are fair questions. I appreciate that. We'll continue to look forward to getting you some more information on that. But we were very clear that we want to make this completely an opt-in feature. And I think most people, they didn't feel comfortable using email or had access to a computer, probably wouldn't opt in to begin with. They'd probably continue. I know for my grandmother, getting the mail every day is the highlight of the day many days. She tells me that, so I have to send her more things. I don't think she's going to opt in for this. So.
Thank you, sir. Other witnesses in support?
Catherine Pettibone, American Insurance Association, very strong support.
Erin Norwood, Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers of California, also in strong support.
Thank you. Witnesses in support? Come on down.
Good afternoon, Melissa Gear. Again, we are actually not in support. We do not have an official position on the bill, so we're a little bit of a tweener. But the most recent set of amendments raised some concerns relating to the sunset language. The sunset reflects an agreement that was made at the Assembly Judiciary Committee. And so we just want to make sure if the sunset were to run out, the language should revert back to existing law in order to retain regulatory oversight and important consumer protections, not less.
Thank you, ma'am. Witnesses in opposition.
Let me give you a deal.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Savina Takar with the Consumer Attorneys of California, and we have an opposed unless amended position on this bill. We've been working with Assemblymember DeBobne, and we think the bill is improved, but we still have some significant concerns, specifically two that we think should be worked out before the bill is reported out of his last committee, which in this case will be Judish next week. First, this bill sets out 2 tiers of standards for electronic documents, one lesser, one higher, and the documents are divided amongst the categories based on how sensitive they are. We think a few documents are in the wrong category and should be moved up to the proper higher category. Second, again, a sunset issue, which we hope that we can continue to work on with the author and Judish. That's already been spoken to. We commend the author for working on this bill. I know it's an important bill, and consumers are shifting to a preference towards electronic documents, but we need to ensure that proper protections are in place, because just because you opt in to receive documents online, for example, I opt in a lot, doesn't mean that I would want to lose my coverage because an email was missed or put in spam. So we think that we need to make sure that adequate protections are in place for consumers, and we hope to continue working with the author and Judish.
Thank you for your comments. I'm sure the member will be working with you. Any other witnesses? Questions, colleagues? Seeing none, is there a motion? Senator Gaines made the motion. This is due pass to judiciary. Please call the roll.
Roth?
Aye.
Roth, aye. Gaines? Gaines, aye. Berryhill? Berryhill, aye. Glazer? Glazer, aye. Hall? Hall, aye. Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Liu? Mitchell? Wachowski?
Aye.
Wachowski, aye. That has 7 votes.
7 votes. We'll hold the roll open. That's enough to get out. We'll hold the roll open. Before we take our final item, let's open the roll on all items to pick up any votes of absent members, please.
Is there any objections to choose?
Yes, that's fine.
The Insurance Adjuster Act relative to qualifications.
I think you probably should.
Okay. All right.
We're going to start with the consent calendar.
Consent calendar, AB 499, AB 565, AB 1465. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's wrong?
So the consent calendar is Assembly Bill 499, Assembly Bill 1645, Assembly Bill 2161, Assembly Bill 2710, Assembly Bill 2728, Assembly Bill 2884, Assembly Bill 2885, and Assembly Bill 2887. Please call the absent members.
Hall? Aye. Hall, aye. Hernandez? Aye. Hernandez, aye. Liu? Mitchell? Okay.
Now you just start with 2.
Item 2, AB 565, do pass as amended to the floor. Chair voted aye. Calling absent member. Hall? Aye. Hall, aye. Hernandez? Aye. Hernandez, aye. Liu? Mitchell? Item number 4, AB 1899, do pass to appropriations. Chair voted aye. Calling absent members. Hall? Aye. Hall, aye. Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Mitchell? Item number 5, AB 1922, do pass as amended to appropriations. Chair voted aye. Calling absent members. Hall? Hall, aye. Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Liu? Mitchell? Item number 7, AB 2354, do pass to judiciary. Chair voted aye, calling absent members. Hall. Hall, aye. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Mitchell. Item number 8, AB 2366, due pass to appropriation. Chair voted aye, calling absent members. Berryhill. Berryhill, aye. Hall. Hall, aye. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Liu. Mitchell.